What is up, A team? Welcome back. Awesome here. Hope everyone's having an awesome day or night, depending on where, but I hope it's awesome. And yes, we're back at it today to talk more about some crypto. The markets are not looking too hot. They were looking hot this. They're coming back, and they're not looking all that hot right now. Markets are down. Some people were thinking that we're going to head back down south of where our numbers were, which leads us to the biggest question out there. Is the bottom in? Some people think that the bottom's in. Some people think that we hit bottom on this. We hit the lowest points. Some people think that we actually have a lot more lower to go, and we're going to have some more pain. But the question is let's actually take a look at, or the answer is let's take a look at this and let's see what we can actually see. But before I do that, I want to jump in and say what's up to everyone. We got F. Joe in the house here. We got Derek, XXX. What's going on? Hunter, Juan. Good to see you guys. Appreciate you being here. Got Seiko Hunt, Auto Pops. Tim Shea, Mayor Crypto's in the house here. Ian, what's going on, man? Good to see you guys. Robert's in the house here. Z Goals. Yeah, I'm talking about my March Madness bracket. As you guys know, March Madness is going on right now. This is like my Christmas. So it just shows you how much I love you guys, because I am taking time away from my March Madness to spend time with you guys, to talk crypto and hang out. But yes, today, March Madness is like my day, dude. Giggity, what's up, man? RPM. Kevin B, good to see you. Crypto Keeper. Deb. Welcome. HBAR's pissing you off. HBAR's, it's been up and down, has its moments, has its days. But one thing I actually want to talk about here is, let's jump into it here. Let me share my screen with you guys. Right here, market is down, at least over the last 24 hours. We can see we've come down since the FOMC meeting. Things were actually looking pretty damn good from the FOMC meeting. Things were rallying back up. Bitcoin hit 86,000. Now it's come back down to 83,745. Not looking too hot. XRP back down to 240 from 250, even with the good news yesterday, up to almost 260 yesterday, down 20 cents. So yeah, 24-hour mark's not looking too hot. I think the FOMC meeting settled in a little bit here. Hedera, another one, coming back down. This thing was up at 20 cents last night. Now back down to 18 cents. Stellar at 27 again. So again, markets are up and down, very volatile right now. I've been saying that even the stock market right now, this is actually in the green coming out today. NASDAQ was up, S&P 500 up, and the Dow was up. But now we're starting to see the fall back of that as well. Obviously, right here, we're trying to get we're trying to come back from basically this month-long route. We've been in since the year started, we've been in a route, it seems. We've been constantly going down. However, there has been some really, really strong comments. I told you guys that Dr. DGen is going to be coming on later today. He'll probably pop on around 10:30-ish to talk more about the FOMC meeting, give his insights as to where we're at, where we're going. And you guys can ask him any question that you guys want. So we'll have some good stuff coming here. If you hear the loud noise outside, I'm getting my lawn mowed right now, so super loud, but you can bear with me here. What did that say? The Pure Wallet, you mentioned something about buying one ETH in the wallet and you can grandfathered in free swaps for life. That's what they're pushing. Yeah, that is what they're pushing, Crypto Life. Austin, how are you doing? Having an awesome day? Yeah, dude, I'm having a good day so far. Hope you are too. We'll see how the rest of the day goes with my bracket. So I'll let you guys know at around 9 p.m. tonight whether I'm still feeling the brackets or not. But anyways, very, very good things here. Obviously, when Donald Trump speaks, the markets tend to go down now. So I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. But he did come out and say that he wants to end the administrative regulatory war on crypto and Bitcoin. He said this before, and he wants to really push forward with the stablecoin. I don't know if you guys watched the speech. Same speech. Something we've heard before. Nothing really has changed there. But it is good to sort of see that he continues to push crypto. So again, you can go. This is all over X. It's everywhere now. Everyone's talking about this. So Austin, about to drop some knowledge. Yeah, we'll look at the charts here in a minute for sure. I just want to get through some of the crypto news real quick. Give us the accumulation zone for XRP and what XRP could be. Okay. Anthony Hocke, what's up, buddy? Dominique, Robinhood has college basketball bets. Do they really? I did not know that, dude. Austin, this is a speculation market. We won't see major price action until ETFs. Probably true. I mean, look at today. Solana dropped their ETF today, and Solana's not doing too hot. BTC to 68K. You think 68K? Damn, bro. Got some bears in here. I want to hear your dad's take on whether ETFs are a positive thing for crypto. Okay. I'll star that. I'll put that in there, F. Joe. Any idea when Pure Wallet token or coins will launch? I don't have any idea, dude. I have no idea when they plan to launch, Luis. Hopefully sooner rather than later, but I don't know. The price went down when Sailor talked. Nah, it's not because of Sailor. Oh, Crypto.com does betting too. I wonder if I can do it here in Washington. I wonder if they restrict it here in Washington. So yeah, it's kind of interesting to sort of see how that goes. But yes, we want to pass the stablecoin thing. That was cool to see. So yeah, everyone's in talks about what Donald Trump said. This is one thing I wanted to put out here. The 83% chance now that XRP ETF will be approved in 2025. This is actually a pretty good odd now. Earlier you can see back over here on January 10th, this was down low into the 50% mark. That was a 50-50 as to whether XRP would get an ETF. And now here we are. And they're saying by end of 2025, we're actually going to get an ETF, or 83% chance. People are betting on their odds, right? So that's pretty badass to see. I'm pretty excited about that. Another thing here is Hedera launches the Community Builders Program. This is really, really good. I think any blockchain should have a builders program. If you guys don't know, Terra Luna was actually really big at doing this, Luna Classic, and creating a builders program out there. And right now you can see right here that they're trying to push for to bring together marketers, Web3 enthusiasts, developers, and they want to grow on Hedera. This is actually really good. This is good for Hedera because obviously anyone that brings their project over there or does anything like that on the Hedera or on the Hashgraph over there, will you be using HBAR as the token or the coin to be used? And yeah, I'm just kind of excited for that. So biggest question out there right now is, have we seen the bottom for Bitcoin? Is the bottom in at 76,000 right now? As you guys know, we hit 76,000 on March 12th, which was roughly about 8 days ago. That's kind of where it was at. You can see there was a nice level of support here. We filled up a nice fair value gap on the day chart here. Again, people are thinking that we're going to go back to 68. Someone just mentioned we'll go back to 68. You got to realize 68 is at the previous bull run's all-time high, right? So basically, that should be the low that we hit going into the bear market. In all reality, I mean, if we're going to go down to the previous bull's all-time high, which would be the low for the bear market that we're in now, then that's where we would be. If you go back, there's a lot of charts out here thinking that this is the bottom's actually in. The bottom, the 76 is actually in. We'll trade sideways between 85 and probably 80, maybe even dip down into the 70s here, back into like the 79 area. But a lot of people are thinking that we're not going to get back below 76.5 or whatever it was that we hit down there. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. Like I said, I'd rather be bullish than bearish on this. I do think that we're creating a nice little we're going to have a nice little leg up here soon. I don't know when that's going to be. It could be 2 months from now. It could be 3 months from now. You got to think this was almost a whole year of accumulation right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but this right here basically started at the top up here in March. It went all the way until October 2024. So that's a big area of just accumulation zone right there. So I hope that we create another little accumulation zone here. But some people think that the bottom is in. Some people don't. I guess I'm trying to ask you guys what you guys think the bottom's in. Even if we go down, I mean, even if the bottom's not in, and say we go back down here to like 73, 74, I mean, that's really not that bad. I mean, it goes back down to this high right here of what, 73, 74, and then we build back up. I mean, that very well could happen. I mean, you can see right here, this low actually went down and hit this little high that was right here, before it bounced back up. So you could look at it like that. I mean, some of these dips have done that. But some are saying 68, gosh, which would be the high of the revisit. Yeah, that'd be crazy. Wouldn't be too far off. Had Kamala won, XRP would be up 40 cents. It would be interesting to sort of see. I mean, I don't want to play that back, but I mean, I would be interested to see if Kamala Harris did win, like where crypto would be right now. Austin, if you're hear any noise on my end, it's the guy outside snow blowing. You got snow over there, dude? Damn. Yeah, it's supposed to be like 60. It's supposed to be like 69 degrees here in Washington next week, dude. So I'm kind of like, oh man, that's gonna be cool. I'm down with that. So XRP, let's look at XRP price. So buy zone's obviously where I'm at. I mean, I told you guys my buy zone is anywhere from $2.25 to $2, right? $2.25 to $2 is the buy zone for XRP. The bottom at 188. I think here, this bottom might have been in right here at 173. I don't know if we're going to hit a new bottom. 170. This has been a really strong chart. I don't know if we're going to get back down to 173. Now with the lawsuit ending, ETFs on the horizon, I think that there's a lot more going for these altcoins than even Bitcoin at this moment, right? Bitcoin, obviously ETF, Bitcoin, all that good stuff. It's a big part of crypto, but I think when these ETFs start to hit and people actually start to make these funds out there, these crypto funds like Grayscale talked about, I think it's going to change. It's going to change the game for a lot of people here. I'm with you. I think the bottom's in. Yeah, I think I mean, it'd be kind of crazy if we continue to fall out, but if you hear my noise, oh my God, bam, bam. I can't wait for 60-degree weather here in Washington. Yeah, next week, man, 60, 69, I think is what it said. I'm stoked for March Madness. Had no plans on watching Austin today, but my team is down 20. So here I am. Dude, so are you Louisville, dude? Is Louisville down 20 now? Damn, dude. Louisville getting smacked that bad? They're not down. Which team's down 20? I mean, Louisville's making trying to make a little bit of a comeback here at halftime. Gosh, they're 49-34. Yeah, they're getting smacked. You know, I will tell you, dude. One of my upsets is High Point over Purdue. So we'll see, dude. It's 21-22 right now. That could be a wild one. Here would be no crypto issue one. That was my point for blaming Trump for. All those funds are still going to want to dump on us because they're selling high to make their clients instant gratification. Probably true, yeah. That's what you want to do. Create that instant gratification, right, Adam? My team is up. Go Creighton. All right. Until we see inches, rate cuts, I don't think we're going to see anything. Yeah, and that's kind of the take I'm going to get from Dr. DJen today when he hops on. We definitely get sidetracked with day-to-day, but overall, when everything gets implemented, hopefully it will snow. Yeah, and I think we're kind of seeing that now. Like I said, when in doubt, zoom out, and you'll start to see it. YouTube invented for March Madness. Yeah, dude, YouTube TV is invented. Appreciate the $2 super chat. YouTube is invented for March Madness. You got the 4 screens going, all the games being played. You got True TV up there. You got CBS up there. I mean, dude, like TBS, everything. I never even watched TBS until it's March Madness. I didn't even know TBS existed still. It only exists for March Madness is TBS. So yeah, kind of crazy. Bro, you love Duke in Florida. They'll ride or die in your brackets. I see you. I got Houston. I got 3 brackets. I got Houston in 1. Florida, Duke, and Houston, dude. I mean, someone's going to win out of those 3. Someone's bound to. Waited 4 years to hear the case is over by Brad himself, and now I'm sitting here eating my nothing. Dude, just do a sports betting channel already, dude. People have been asking me for years to do a sports betting channel. You can sit here and just talk about sports all day. That would be awesome, but that's such a hard. It's so hard to stay on top of. It won't let you buy premium. It won't let you buy premium on what is it? What is it? It won't let you buy premium on what? You mean like the Pure Wallet? The Pure Wallet, yeah, that's the one, dude. Won't let you do it on the Pure Wallet. Let's see here. Sup, Austin? What's up? I'm supposed to play soccer. You can sports bet on Robinhood. Let's see here. Yeah, I guess you can. I guess you can on Robinhood. We have a great soccer program. Sorry to hear about your knee. Dude, that is crazy. Who hurt their knee? I'm going down. I'm like, sorry, my phone was ringing. They had the best program. So you guys are going off chain here. So yeah, so then we got HBAR over here. HBAR sitting at 18.86. So this actually I thought this was going to rip yesterday, dude. I thought this was actually going to do pretty good. Go up here to about 19.9 and then come back down. So 19.9 and then come back down here. I thought we were going to hit the 20 marker last night. Ended up not hitting it. We were riding up around 19.9 and then came back down. I was a little disappointed about that. SEC dropping a pill does not mean case is over. Yeah, I think they still have to do some things. I think I don't know exactly what it is. I swear HBAR is a scam. No way, dude. I want to drop. No way. I don't know what you mean by the premium. Dude. Danny Pargo, actually my stepdad, dude. So as you guys know, I owned a landscape company for years, and we sold it. And so my stepdad, who obviously I'm still really close with, he retired when we sold the business. He kind of retired and did his own thing. And yeah, he still comes over and mows my yard, dude. It keeps him active. Like he does it out of love. It keeps him active, keeps him going. And so yeah, he comes over. He mows. Plus he gets to ride the big riding lawnmower for the yard. And so yeah, no, he it's whenever he wants to, dude. So he comes over here. He'll call me up. Hey man, I'm gonna come over and mow the yard today. I was like, okay, cool, dude. You know what I mean? Keeps him going, dude. Honestly, Austin, do it for fun. Not an expert, and you'll only have better content because you are more of a fan than a pro. I talked about it. It's just so hard to stay on top of all the the sports out there, dude. Like Barstools. I watch, I've been following Barstools for years, but they have to. It's like constant. You know what I mean? And then plus you get a lot of people who are just like, they get so angry. Like people who are sports get so angry. Just like it's just almost like crypto in a way. People just get so angry. I swear I affect crypto prices. I go to bed. Prices up, down, price. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Ripple on the offense. HBAR is my second biggest bag. Yeah, HBAR is filling up mine too. I've been following your Saitama days long ago, long before Bellingham. Love from Bellingham. Oh, off topic. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, Travis, you have to you might have to update another update just came out, so you might have to update your wallet to be able to do that. So update the Pure Wallet. An update came out. You might have to go into the app and actually refresh it, and then you'll be able to get the cold storage. And I actually just sent a token offline. So I just sent some Ethereum offline. When the SEC officially and publicly release Ripple's appeal? Good question. That's a good question. What's up, Dale? Good to see you, man. I know. It's love-hate. It is. It is. What's going on, Inca? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you, dude. Julio, what's up, man? Talk about XRP. Yeah, we're just talking about XRP, dude. So I think the price, like I said, my price right now is anywhere. You can see there's a fair value gap that filled up right here around the 235 marker, which we talked about yesterday. There was a fair value gap that filled up here. You can see on the day chart right around 238. It's starting to come down and actually fill this fair value gap. And right around the 0.5 area, right around this area, there's actually a pretty good level of support right here. You can see right around this level, it hit 238, which is a huge level. It actually bounced off of that and came back up. So, anywhere from this area is pretty good. If it falls below the 0.5, 25 is kind of where I'm. 225 is kind of my area to $2. So that's kind of where I've been. Shannon, what's up, buddy? Really frustrating watching the dip after we finally get good news yesterday. Kind of feels that way sometimes, right? I heard ADA and HBAR collab on stablecoin. Yeah. Austin, what is the best and fastest bot trading platform for XRP? I have no idea, dude. I have no idea. For bot trading, I don't do any bot trading, bro. Any thoughts on XLM? Yeah, XLM, dude. XLM continues to follow that of XRP. It's definitely hasn't ran like it normally does, but there's a lot of room in the XLM in terms of price. Like, don't sleep on XLM. I was excited to hear Brad say that he was more interested in acquisitions rather than a Ripple IPO. Yeah, it's kind of crazy thinking about the acquisitions of what they could do. I don't know what that means, exactly what they're going to acquire, but it'll be pretty interesting to sort of see what comes up here. I think, there's still a lot of that guy. There's still a lot of fear in the market. I think the people are still uncertain as to where the market's going to go. You got tariffs coming around the corner here in 11 days, 12 days. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff. Chainlink, dude. Chainlink right now. Chainlink is look at the fair value gaps in here, dude. To bounce back to, Chainlink has hit when it was coming down here to $11. This was like rock bottom. I was like, gosh, what is going on, dude? We're at levels we didn't see. Since back in the bear almost. It was like, what is going on here? Chainlink's definitely come down pretty hot. It's definitely an accumulation zone. If I probably pulled a Fibonacci on this just from here to here and over, we're probably in a major accumulation zone. I'll do it for fun right now. Yeah, you're basically in an accumulation zone right here. Yeah, pretty good accumulation zone. I know, yeah. There's so many bots trading. I think alts might turn to swing trades only for a bit. Yeah, I think, did you see CZ come out and say that Binance is working to put together a program to launch to combat the bot trading and to combat all that stuff, to where it goes back to like the old school the old school way of trading. I think that'd be fantastic, actually, to get away from all the bot trading and all the AI trading and everything out there that's crushing these projects that are launching. I think that's a really, really good. I think that's really, really cool. Meetings like today is why the general population will never trust crypto. Why do you feel that way? Cancun, Mexico, dude, hell yeah, bro, that's badass. Cancun, I love Cancun. He lives in Washington. Starbucks is just a second nature. That is very true. I mean, it's on every damn corner out there. And plus, I love the coffee, dude. Really? I didn't know that. A lot of the reason why the market's down is just still, there's still sentiment in the market. Like there's still, bearish. It's not like it's a full, we don't know. Rate cuts didn't happen. Trump came out and actually said, if you didn't look, that they should have actually right here. He says the Fed should cut rates to ease economy's transition. So we're still, I mean, we're going into 3 months of low GDP. And, I think there's still some turmoil in the markets. I still think that there's people out there that think we should have this major bounce back. But I mean, we're still working out a lot of the kinks that are in the market right now. Is that why you think, Moto? Is it because of the water? I guess water does probably play a big factor into it. I trade on Coinbase XRP alerts. It's going to be years before we get rich, y'all. Oh, really? I did not know that, F. Joe. They need to put restrictions on Trump from speaking. Paul. Yeah, it's pretty funny. You guys are funny, dude. Oh yeah, he sent me Dr. G sent me an article he wants to speak about. Let's see if I can pull it up here real quick. Boom. There it is. He wants to speak about the dot plot. So I'll let him come speak about this, but this is what he wants to speak about today. We're going to go into some details about the projections and economic projections and stuff like that. Just so that should be good. That should be good. Oops. But yeah, when it comes to Chainlink's going to look good. Solana, look at this. Solana's down. Even after announcement of the first ETF coming out here. Nothing's even happening. If the market relies on Trump's stupid comments, this is bad. Yeah, this won't be good for XRP, probably. I have a ton of Bitcoin from early 2016. I am not rich in California. Yeah, full sum, dude. Rich in California. I don't think that those two go together with most people. I'm probably doomed. I drank from the hose in Seattle many, many times. Growing up, I drank from the hose, bro. Gotcha. Futures ETF. Thank you for correcting that. I didn't say that. Futures ETF. Okay, that makes sense. Levi, Solana's gonna die. Yeah, you can ask him any question. We'll talk about it. You guys can ask Dr. Jen. Hopefully, he's on here here shortly. I think he had a meeting he had to hop on, and then he can come on here and we'll ask any question. Crypto's tanking because he pre-recorded his stupid message. My girlfriend's still drinking from a hose. Oh my god, you guys are crazy, dude. You guys are absolutely crazy. Hey Austin, is Ledger Cold Wallet easy to use with your Coinbase account? Yeah, it's definitely easy to use unless you don't use Hashgraph or HBAR. Don't send your HBAR there. HBAR can be a little rough. HBAR is a little rough. I don't know why I worry myself so much with the day-to-day markets. I'm in the long haul. Yeah, that could easily take over you, dude. Like that's a very common feeling. Sometimes I wake up feeling the same way, right? Some days are better than others, and so on and so forth. Let's see here. Does the relationship between stocks and Bitcoin exist like relationships between Bitcoin and altcoins? That's a good question. That's a good question, man. I don't know. I mean, they could, yeah, they very well could, dude. Embarrassing Austin as a kid stories. Embarrassing Austin as a kid. Dude, I got a ton of embarrassing kid stories. It's insane. I won't say embarrassing, but I got some crazy kid stories. Have you ever looked into Goldfinch? I have a small bag and followed the team for a while. I have not, Folsom. I have not. I don't understand what's going on. Every catalyst, I suppose, to push XRP. At the market, it's just the markets, dude. You got to think it. Like there's still a negative feel in the markets right now. There's still a feel. When you go look at the fear and greed index, dude, it's still down pretty good. I mean, we're at 31. It was 22, 31. So there's still some major, fear in the markets. People at work ask me to do, and I don't want to do it. Still feeling super bullish vibes, like everything is in the works. Look at how much has happened behind closed doors. That's true. Yeah, we'll never. What's up? What's up, Insane Mania? It's embarrassing when you have your pants on backwards. What? The markets look cooked today. They're, we're working through it. I mean, look at Tether. Tether's down. I mean, there's some cryptos that are, okay. Yo, what's up? What's going on, man? Do you think XRP stream views will go down that the lawsuit's over? Maybe. I'll still talk about XRP. I'll still talk about XRP and Bitcoin and everything else. Like, yeah, I probably will. Numbers will probably go down. I'm okay with it. I guess I'm not here to if numbers happen, views are here. If not. I mean, do you use Coinbase One? I think it is, Scott. I think it's worth it, but to each our own. Yeah, lawsuit's not over. I guess what you're saying, like the SEC is dropping their appeal. Doesn't mean it's over, but yeah. HBAR is becoming easier. I want you to set it up. I have HBAR. Okay, HBAR has become easier once you set it up. Yeah, once you set it up, it's fine, right? XRP News has halt all cases. XRP. What are the top 5 cryptos to buy right now, dude? I think for me, like, XRP is obviously there, but I mean, I'm gonna stick with my stellar HBAR. I mean, Chainlink, Sui is a good one. There's a lot of the ones that are in here that are pretty good. Even these top tier cryptos are still really legit, right? I mean, then you can go out here further and you can buy whatever you want. But I mean, those are kind of the ones I've stuck to. Smash the like, yo. SEC was boring for XRP. If you've been entertained in this case, you've seen nothing yet. What's up, RPM? What up, 18? Just checking in. They encourage you to think long term and know you're sitting on a pile of gold. True, Sammy. I feel a lot of us are. I don't know anything about Farcoin, bro. The ball's in Ripple's hands. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Don't sleep on Stronghold. Yeah, a lot of people talk about Stronghold, to be honest with you. There's a ton of people out here talking about Stronghold. You swing trading these moves, making money both ways. Yeah, depends on what it is, dude. But yeah, obviously with the volatility in the markets, I've slowly worked my way into positions to swing them. But yeah, Trump can pump and Trump can dump. I believe he wants to pump. Yeah, I think so too, Tommy. Right? I mean, I think a lot of it is about that. He should be here. I don't know, probably here in the next couple minutes, I would assume. He should pop on. Once he pops on here, we'll get rocking and rolling. Sort of a boring day for crypto. Very, very boring day. Austin, the next narrative is utility. Speculation isn't working anymore. Oh, big time. Big time. I think utility is huge, right? I think actually people that are going to use it to some degree is the most important thing, right? Products that are coming out, anything like that, I think is super important. I mean, and again, that's kind of why I like I said, that's kind of why I get excited about the Pure Wallet. And again, it's the closest thing to me in terms of like new tech utility, actually, that's pretty, that's new in this space. So like that's why I always talk about it, and we'll continue to talk about it, because it's just growing each and every day. And eventually it's going to be, it will become the wallet that, eventually like I will probably use, just because, I'm not going to have any trading fees and stuff like that in there. So that is my goal, dude. But you're right. People eventually, that's what they're going to move to. Can you move money from PayPal or Venmo to Pure Wallet? No, I don't think you can, but I definitely, that's actually a pretty good idea to be able to do that. That'd be cool if you could move PayPal or move it to it. That's good. That's a good one. I'll actually write that down. PayPal or Venmo. That'd be pretty cool to do that. I don't know how you would do it, but probably pretty easy. Oh, the PayPal stablecoin. Tim, what's up, brother? Yeah, you haven't dropped their appeal against the SEC yet. Yeah. Robinhood has instant withdrawals. Now you can link your card. That's cool. You can do that. Yeah, he is Eagles. He's coming on here shortly. Austin, how many hoses? Stupid Marty. Last time we wrote something down, only some people know about IWN. There's only a couple people that know about the IWN thing, dude. A majority of people do not know about IWN, okay? I wonder what it will honestly take to make crypto really go on a run. Crypto has gone on a run, dude. Crypto's been crazy. What do you think about ALI? I don't know anything about it. Yeah, it's interesting that still doesn't work in the. I wonder if it's obviously it's UK blocking it, so I wonder why. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, Ash. I don't know if it's gonna overtake that. I mean, that those are huge, but I mean, having the offline thing is pretty cool. Yeah, it'll be pretty cool. Like I said, I've already transferred to the offline side in the wallet, and yeah, it goes pretty quick. Yeah, it's all markets. I would agree, bro. Trump was at the beginning. I have the IWM video clipped. I have realized it's been on a run, but it's still small and nearly meaningless to most people. What do you talk about, Steve Jones? What's up, Jen? XRP Ledger. Here, just one sec. Hold on one sec. All right. Let's see here. ZBack. I'm gonna catch up to the chat here. HBAR will go way higher than $2. That'd be nice if it does, dude, for sure. I think we'll be good if they can go overall interest rates down. If they can get interest rates down 100% in the same way, that's the whole point. You want interest rates to come down. You want interest rates to come down, and actually, that's what's going to allow money to flow into the economy. More money to flow. We've had, we've had decent economy. Link to a million casino. Yeah, I saw that, dude. I saw that the hyper liquid whale. That's Yuki William Parker. I did see something along the lines of what Zach XBT. He's brought out a lot of things. I'm afraid to download anything. I got scammed a lot. Yeah, Meredith. Definitely don't download anything. What's good? What's good, bro deck? When is RLUSD? I don't know when it's going to be traded on most platforms. Am I missing something, or is this the only way to pay for the Pure Wallet is using? Okay, am I missing something, or is the only way to pay for the Pure Wallet is using? What are you saying, Tom Jones? I don't know. I don't. Well, you don't have to pay for the Pure Wallet. I mean, you could buy the cold storage. The only thing that you can save on the cold storage right now is Ethereum. Eventually, it's going to be Bitcoin and everything else. But yeah, Ethereum is the only thing on the cold storage you could put on there. Is gold going up? It means people are scared. Could be. I don't know if people are scared. Yeah, maybe. People could be scared. Sure. I meant Bitcoin. Oh, is okay, hello, so am I missing something? Or is Pure Wallet you could buy anything on him. You could move Ripple over there or XRP over there. You could do Ethereum, BNB, all that stuff. Yeah, beware of scammers. I would agree with you. Probably there. All right, we got the man of the hour, the man, the myth, the legend in here, ready to add to what's going on, man.
Hey, what's happening? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you good, dude.
Oh yeah. So, what are you guys just talking about?
We're just hanging out, just talking about just the markets, just talking about we're having the XRP and just answering questions. And I said that you're going to come on and talk about obviously the projection. You've sent over this material here, and I said that basically prepare everyone. They have a lot of questions for you, man, and want to know really what your thoughts are about yesterday and just what the FOMC meeting and what Powell had to say and kind of where we're at. And if anyone doesn't know, this is Dr. Degen. This is my father. He's obviously comes on from time to time. He hasn't been on for a while, actually. It's probably well over a year, huh?
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been some time, but yeah. So I right now I'm so I teach grad school and undergrad, and right now for grad school I'm teaching economics and finance. So yeah, so I'm right in the middle of what's going on and studying the tariffs and the markets and everything else. And it's interesting. I was going to scroll down a little bit. So what's really important when I teach all my grad students is I'm like, listen, okay, it's one thing that when Powell stands up and talks about, changes and the committee and what they see and everything else. But what you really want to do is at each time this happens and the committee gets together and Powell comes up, does a speech, is to look at the dot plot. Okay, so the dot plot is the committee members and what they feel is going to happen in the market, right? And what they feel is the future, because that controls the stock market. So as you get down, I can't see that. That's but so there's a part of it, Austin. They talk about let me bring it up on the phone. It's easier that I can sort of walk through there, everybody. And this gives you an idea of how can you, because you're all here to figure out, hey, when can we make some money? When's the market going to turn, right? When's it going to spin? When's it going to spin positive? So this gives you an idea, at least what the Feds are looking at. And what's interesting about this, let me pull it up, is let me get it and bring it up. So, I mean, the market was expecting that there's going to be 2 adjustments in interest rates in 2025. Okay, so the market's like, cool, and the market starts like slowly rebounding a little bit, but I don't necessarily see. I probably see almost 3. And the reason being is the Feds are saying that that the unemployment rate is going to stay right around 4%, right? There's a lot of federal workers that are being laid off right now, and with the impact of tariffs, we're going to start seeing slowdowns. And I was just talking to somebody today that works in the construction supply side, and in the construction industry, and they're seeing huge slowdowns right now, especially with the tariffs. So, what that tells me is I don't necessarily see inflation coming around. I see more of a slowdown. So Austin, if you scroll down and let's see, let me go down to. So if you're at the top, go down to. It'd be your third chart. It says the employment rate or the unemployment rate.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. So that tells you right there is like, hey, the unemployment rate, let's see, the percentage was 6.7, and now it's down to about 4.2. So that 4.2, when you look at the committee members are saying, hey, for the next 3 or 4 years, they see it as like 4.2, 4.1, things like that. I don't see that. I see that the unemployment rate actually probably going to increase. So the Feds will look at that, and if that increases more than what they feel is the 4.2 to 4.1 or 4.0, that they're going to go ahead and start looking at decreasing rates from 2 times this year to possibly 3 times this year. So what I'm trying to say is it's really important to look at the dot plot when you there's Powell that comes out with those comments, but there's a whole story behind what Powell's relaying, and that's the dot plot. So they're looking at inflation being flat. They're looking at growth in GDP being at 2% or less, and that's probably accurate. So what I'm trying to say is I see a softening, and we're in Q1, and I see a softening, further deeper softening in Q2, and I don't really see the market taking off again until probably at least towards the end of Q2, the beginning of Q3, if not deeper into Q4. So because we know right now,
you see us coming back around Q4 or end of Q3 going into Q4.
Possibly, yeah. So we know for a fact that okay, the economy's going to slow down, right? And a recession is that if the growth is less than the previous quarter for 2 quarters in a row, the federal government says that's a recession. So we know that. But we also know that the market doesn't follow the recession. So the market tends to blow out predictively well before a recession is ever announced. So I don't want you to think that, hey, as soon as the recession's over, the market's going to take off. That's not the case. The market always starts coming back well before a recession is flushed out.
So you think right now with the talks of a recession, obviously we had our first negative GDP in quite some time, going down to 1.7. You think now going into Q2 of this next year, if we do fall into a recession, do you think we've hit our low right now, or do you think that we will hit our low here in the next couple of days or next couple of months?
So what we know for sure is that crypto follows the S&P, right? That's the reality. Is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and everything else gets pulled behind, right? They're like they're the engines that drive crypto, and we know for sure 100% that crypto follows the Standard & Poor's. Okay, so yesterday was a good day in the market, right? Today's I looked earlier. I don't know where it's at now, but today the market was coming back again because the market's been beat up. Right, Nasdaq was down 12%, I think, since the beginning of the year. Yeah, so it's down a little bit today.
So down a little bit today. Market in the crypto market's down too, pretty good. Last hour it's come back slightly, but nothing crazy.
Yeah. So what I see is again Q1 to probably most of Q2, right, which is through the end of June. The market's going to probably go up and down, up and down, up and down, and hopefully hopefully we'll get some good earnings releases from tech companies and going into June or into July, right? And if that happens, then I would expect the market to start taking off over the summer. So
you see around end of Q2 going into Q3, we have a nice little start coming back from where we're at right now. So we're basically, when you look at, let's just take Bitcoin for instance, right? Bitcoin obviously is the easiest one to pull back. You look at the day chart here. In all reality, it's actually a pretty healthy looking chart, right? You can see this is back over here in January 2024 when the ETFs came out. We obviously went flat here from March, right? End of Q, just like we are right now. We hit this peak up here, and we basically went flat all the way until October, right? This is
so. Where was that? Where was that valley? What go all the way back to that dip? When it was
this is August right here. This dip right here is August.
No, but go down to the deeper one, well before that.
Oh, this one right over here.
Yeah, all the way down in there. It was like that was right when the
this is 2020 January 2023 right here.
Yeah, okay. That's again, if you follow the S&P, right? That's when the S&P took a dive. So right now, of course, you look at that dive up to the latest one, all the way at the top there, Austin, and
this one, and then right here.
Yeah. So So the S&P has been beat up. So when people say, "Hey, listen, I see Bitcoin going down to 65,000," I don't see it. Okay, that means the S&P is going to lose another what 20%, right? I don't see that at all. So because it's listen to get down to for Bitcoin to get down to 65,000, I mean, what's that, like a 30% dip or something? Because 8 times 3 is 24.
Well,
So
65 put out 22% dip.
yeah, and so I don't see the S&P dropping 22%, right? Unless there's a major sell-off of Bitcoin, which again, governments around the world are starting to acquire Bitcoin, right, as a reserve.
Which would be actually be a 40% sell off from its height too. So
Yeah, I just don't see it again because again, it follows the S&P. Um, yeah,
let's do stocks
so
here. Let's see S&P. Um,
and it's already down. I mean, Nasdaq was down 12% since the first of the year.
yeah, I think there was. Let's see here.
And on top of that, is you know, most tech companies, when you start looking at Apple, Microsoft. I'm not going to put Intel in the middle of that. The company's a disaster. You look at Meta. I mean, they already did their major layoffs, right? They flushed out a lot of their employees already. They did that last year, and so typically, right at the beginning of a recession, is you'll see tech companies doing massive layoffs, right? And that will drive the market, begin to spring the market back forward again. So they've already done that, right? So I don't see the market crashing. Now, what I do see, what will change the landscape in this thing is keep an eye on, so find the, it's what's going to happen is this, is the Republicans and Trump are going to pass his tax package, and that's going to happen this spring. Okay, what happened last time in 2017 when they did that is they offered a tax holiday to think of it as the companies, Apple, Microsoft, all these companies that are storing their international cash reserves in Dublin, Ireland. Okay, so if anybody goes to Dublin, you're going to see a lot of companies have major corporate offices there. Their international offices. The reason why is because of the cheap taxes, right? They don't pay nearly the kind of taxes they would pay in the U.S. So when those companies repatriate their money back to the U.S., they're charged at a higher tax rate. So they don't. They keep their cash from international operations over in places like Dublin, Ireland. So Trump's last tax package, he offered a tax holiday for these companies to repatriate their money back into the U.S. And they did. I think it was up to like $1 trillion. It was significant. So what these companies do, and I remember asking Jack Welch this question down in Florida after that. I said, Jack, what are these companies going to do when they bring all their cash back? They're going to hire employees. They're going to get equipment. He says, absolutely not. They're going to rebuy their stock, right? Because they can buy their stock and their stock will run. So expect that to happen. So the markets blew up. So when the Republicans and the tax package is going to happen, so I was saying, hey, to expect the markets, between Q2, Q3 to turn around. It may go up in Q2. I mean, as soon as
you're talking. So this is where you're talking at right here. So this is Trump's tax package, right? 2016 going into 17 right here. This is where the markets blew up from the taxes, right? So inauguration day was right here in 2017, or when Trump took office here in 2017, and then this is basically what the economy looked like right there going into 2017 right here. That was the peak of the bull run in 2017. So 16 to 17 was right here, which was Trump's. That's the tax plan you're talking about. The holiday, people coming in and buying up the market. That's what you're looking at here.
Yep. So what you want to look for in the tax package is what's he doing for the corporations? Is he offering a tax holiday, which they do, because it's there's no reason that money needs to be sitting overseas. Offer these companies fewer taxes, let them bring that money back in the states. So for you as crypto investors, again, the tax package is going to happen. It'll probably happen just like last time with a tax holiday for corporations, and the market will take off.
Yeah, here's the essence. So the pink line is or the red line or pink line, whatever shows on your side is the S&P 500 overlaid with Bitcoin here. And so you can see, I mean, it is pretty much to a T where it's at right here. And so we're basically saying that for S&P 500 to get down to 65,000, that means the S&P 500 would have to lose almost 40%, 40.6% of its value to get back down there from its height.
Yeah.
Which, again, I don't know if that's ever happened before, where the S&P 500, outside of this, this pandemic right here, which lost about 60% of its value. Have we lost a 40% like that before?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess right here we lost 30%, but we're already down 30%, right? Aren't we down pretty good right now?
That's what I'm saying. It's down right now. I don't
down 22% right now. So
yeah, I don't see it getting where people talk about seeing the Bitcoin at 65,000. I don't see it. There'd be major sell off, and again, it's countries are doing the opposite of that, right? They're acquiring Bitcoin as a reserve. That's what's happening right now. We know that. It's a factual thing. So yeah, as crypto investors, I've talked to Austin about this. I mean, I got Bitcoin as well, right? I'm just keeping it. Even though it's down, I'm like, that's okay. It's a gold standard. It's going to come back. We know that. But again, look for the tax package coming out and follow the corporate piece of that, because that's the important piece. Is will it be a tax holiday?
Hugh says most pharmaceutical companies are based in Cork and Limerick, and all tech companies are in Dublin. Most tech companies layoffs were in December of 2024. I'm from Dublin. We have about 220 billion surplus with the USA.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I'm saying. The tech layoffs have already happened. Yeah, it's so I'd expect unemployment to go up here in the States. Again, just probably some of it's going to be related to the construction, but I don't see it in the tech side. It's already been flushed out.
So the biggest question here, and it's the question of even my title of the video today, is: have we hit bottom? Have we hit bottom, or do you think that we've? I mean, here when I say bottom, this cycle right here, our bottom was around 76,000 Bitcoin. Obviously, we bounced back up. We're around 84 today. My question was: do you think we've hit bottom? The S&P 500's bottom was around 50. Was about 5,532 was the S&P 500, and now it's back to 5,670, I think, today. So
I think we're at or near bottom, if anything, because again, it's the market already is got the feel from Powell, right? Powell's already saying, hey, 2 decreases in interest rates, or maybe 3, depending on what happens with.
I think that the rate, that 77% chance saying that 2 or more. Polymarket, which I love Polymarket. People are betting against their own feelings. Polymarket came out. I think there was a 70 to 80% chance that we're going to have 2 or more rate cuts this year.
Yeah, exactly. So going back to the question, I think we're at or near bottom, and like I said, you're going to see the markets go up. You're going to see them go down, up and down, up and down. But you're not going to see these spikes of a bull run until the tax package and or probably between Q2 and 3, somewhere there.
So if you were new to crypto and you were just getting into crypto, would this be what you would call then an accumulation period, to accumulate from now until this tax package happens? And just, if you have money or you're looking to invest, just buy into the markets. Don't worry about where it's at in terms of like daily pricing, because at the end of it, here in the next 6 to 8 months, we'll probably have a nice little rally upward.
Yeah, I would. If you're new to crypto, I would look at what you're going to buy. I'd stick to the, if it's XRP or if it's Bitcoin or if it's Ethereum, stick to sort of like the sort of like what I call sort of the gold standard.
The top tier cryptos.
Yeah, top tier cryptos, and then follow them, right? I don't know necessarily if I jump right in today, right? But I would follow the price, and if you're getting down to the low 80s or the high 70s, that's probably a point to jump in, because I think we're I would say that we're if we're not at the bottom, we're very close to the bottom. Because again, we know it follows the stock market. NASDAQ is in correction territory, right? Correction territory means correction territory means we're really at the bottom, right? That's what it tells us.
So when they say a benchmark tries to continue to come back for a month long, so like what is the benchmark? Do you know, like, I mean, in terms of like where the NASDAQ is, or where we're in like recession territory or comeback territory? Is that what you're referring to?
Well, they take the high, right, and it's dropped down. I don't know if they use 10% as that, but it was at 12%. And they're just everything I've read is like, hey, NASDAQ's at a correction territory, right? That's what the analysts were saying.
Yeah. My question was, we've been talking a lot about Tesla. What are your thoughts on the whole Tesla thing going on?
Man, I say buy Tesla. I honestly,
Would
I
you,
I
would
thought
you buy
about
Tesla?
selling.
Would you buy Tesla today? Would you tell people would it be buy Tesla today?
Yeah, I'd buy Tesla today. And here's the reason being is that this is going to, listen, people love Elon or hate Elon, man. But as Jack Welch said, and Jack Welch didn't give praise to many people, but he said, never discount Elon Musk. And there's truth to that. And so what I like about Tesla, I don't own a Tesla, and yeah, okay, there's a lot of people, keying cars, but and there's probably some people that are not going to buy a Tesla because of what Elon's doing right now. But it's not about Tesla. You got to look at what's beyond this. Look at the robots he's developing, right? These robots are going to come out. There's no question. He's gonna mass produce these robots. That's what's going to make money for Tesla. Then you got the taxis coming out. You got so much more. And Tesla's a monstrous data company. You look around the world, and here in the States, as they set the standard for charging stations, right? Everybody else is using Tesla charging stations. There's a reason for that. So that's, I look at Tesla as beyond cars, and I think the stock is work. But like Elon said, in 5 years he expects the stock to go up 1,000%. And that's probably reality, especially with what he has in development. People are going to forget this about Elon and the government, and within probably 12 months, Elon will be out of it onto new things, and that's one thing about we tend to forget and forgive people over time. Whether you hate Elon right now, there was one time that people didn't like Steve Jobs. They hated Steve Jobs, right? And you ask somebody today about Steve Jobs, and they probably don't know a whole lot other than he's associated with Apple. But there was a time that they could stand Steve Jobs.
What and so speaking of with the when we think about Tesla, we think about this one right here. They actually Sage makes a perfect point. He said most of the consumers are Dems, and Republicans don't buy technology. And historically speaking, that's what his reason by buying it. It is true that the Democratic Party seems to they all were buying the battery, eco-friendly. A majority of the Liberal Party is this, and so it's just kind of crazy how this is flipped like that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Years ago, they were the right was accusing Elon of being a liberal nut in the middle of the desert making battery operated cars. But it's listen. The people that own Teslas love them. I'm just not a battery guy right now. I got cheap, so
you'd rather just keep using gas powered
for the moment, man. That's but it's remember that the question is, would you buy or would I buy Tesla today? 100%. Tesla's a great long term play, and again, what's going to make them a lot of money is the robots, right? All the robots in manufacturing. That's those manufacturing companies, those robots. That's what's going to make the money. And and again, Tesla's a technology company with a lot of data. And for AI, to run AI systems, you need a lot of data.
Yeah, I think Tesla is a good. Obviously, it's come down pretty hot right now, but I think this is going to I said this earlier. I think it's going to backfire on all the people that are out there because look at never doubt Elon, right? Well, you saw the evaluation of Twitter just recently, right? Did you see that? Did you see that article coming out about how it's back to a $44 billion evaluation? That's crazy to me. Everyone's saying it was the worst purchase in the history of any business purchase. And look, he's able to bring it back to a $44 billion company as of yesterday. That is insane, dude.
Yeah. The question is, are ETFs good for crypto market? I think so. I think what's going to happen is
that was FTO's crypto. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you'll probably see more of that the ETFs, and you'll probably see crypto more into retirement funds. So I bet a lot of retirement funds right now they're sitting on Ethereum and Bitcoin.
Oh, Adam, the reason why I said it would backfire is because anytime that the left seems to go or the right seems to go radical and they start to do crazy stuff, it always seems to spring back hard the other way. We saw it with the pandemic. We saw it with just like when anytime something goes too far right or too far left, it's going to come swinging back just as hard, right? And we've seen that over and over again. As I think when it comes to Tesla, I feel like this massive push to the that everyone's doing, it's gonna that momentum is gonna swing back, and then when it swings back, it's gonna swing back tenfold. That's what I'm trying to get at here. And it doesn't matter whether you're left or right or any of that kind of stuff. You could be far right and doing the same thing. It's going to come swinging hard to the left, right? And if you're left doing it hard, it's going to swing back hard to the right. I mean, you speak about that all the time, right? Right, Dad? You talk about how momentum is always swinging like that.
Listen, Apple at one time was on the ropes, right? They were pretty close to getting shut down. Apple was, and I mean, the company was dying, right? So, you know, people can say that, hey, Tesla's looking at, it's going to die because of people are not going to buy Teslas. I don't, people are still going to buy Teslas, but again, Tesla's a technology company, man. They go way beyond cars. So, yeah, and you got to look at self-driving trucks. I mean, that's going to be a huge area for Tesla, and I think
the taxis too. The self-driving taxis are pretty awesome.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. A great time to buy Apple back in the day was right when Steve Jobs came back and he launched. Remember, what was it? The little iPod. What was the music ones? Remember those things?
Yeah, they were the iPods. They had like the iPod minis and the iPods and stuff like that.
Yeah, so if you look at the history of when Steve Jobs came back, the company was dying, the stock was dying, and man, if you would have bought that stock today, $10,000, you'd probably be worth about $10 million. So, and that's what I'm saying. It's use Apple at that time when Steve Jobs came back to really turn it around. Sort of use Apple as a case study for Tesla.
Yeah. Do you guys talk? Do you talk a lot about about MicroStrategies and what like Michael Saylor's doing? Now being top 100 in the Nasdaq side with buying Bitcoin and sort of doing his thing. Do you invest in any of that?
No. No.
Someone was asking about it. So
yeah, no, I look for second tier companies in AI. Just an example. There's a company in Vancouver, Washington. They sell. Well, it's a company that's a drug development company, and they're using AI systems to figure out synthetic molecules to fix many health issues, right, cancers to other things. So yeah, it's I think AMD and others have got NVIDIA have gotten good runs, but now you got to start looking at the secondary market as what's going to change, right? What company's going to be able to use that technology to really advance their bottom and top line. So that's what I'm looking for right now.
Someone asked a good question here. What do you think is the reasons why the markets? What is the fear in the markets right now? Like, why aren't the market, even with all the bullish news and everything going on? Like, why is there still so much fear in the markets? Like, why is there still red days even though there's positive outlook?
That's just the way the markets do. They go up and down. You got to remember, it's algorithms that do the trading. Probably 95% of the trades out there in the market, if not more, are algorithms. So they're not individual, investors like you and me going in and buying stock, right? But it's just that, these algorithms are all plugged into news. So, yeah, and they need good news, and that's going to be probably, start looking at what are we at almost into March. So companies will restart reporting their earnings and their go forward guidance in April. So that's a big thing. So I don't think we're going to see much in the market until companies start doing a release. I mean, like Microsoft and Meta and NVIDIA and so forth. And Apple, right? So and Apple's a big one because again, there's a whole system of people that you could look at. Okay, Apple has loyal people, right? And if they start cut back on their buying, and that means that the economy is going to slow down. So analysts look at Apple as an indicator of the overall economy because again, they have such a loyal following. So what's going to be really big is as we go into next month and companies start reporting their earnings.
Yeah. Hey, Lucas, thanks so much for the $10 super chat. It says, my dad passed away 5 years ago. I was 26. Never take a second with your dad for granted. This is awesome to see. Yeah, no, we talk pretty often. We don't see each other as often because he's always on the run, man. He's a nomad. Always out there doing something crazy. So we only see how many times do we see each other? Maybe like twice a year, maybe.
Yeah, maybe twice a year.
we talk a lot though, so I do appreciate that a ton. Lionheart came out and said the Trump administration proposed eliminating the Fed EV tax credit and rolling back climate and funding. I thought he was pro EV, but this makes me think he isn't. Is he right?
It's interesting. There's so many cuts coming, right? And it has to, again, because I teach the economics. I mean, if you start looking at the national debt, it's about every 4 years it doubles. There's no way. And you start looking at, we're over 100% GDP. So to compare that, look what happened in Japan. Japan's like well over 200% GDP with national debt. And what happened is the economy completely stalled. So you end up with this economy of inflation with no growth, right? So it's painful, but what Elon and Trump are doing is needed. It's cutting back the federal government and building more efficient systems in there to cut the national debt. I mean, already, most people in their 20s are like, and especially in their early 20s, are upset because they're like, hey, how can I ever retire and buy a house? It's impossible. It is. I mean, with the current prices today. So, and then they're like, listen, you ran up the debt of the country. They hate the older generations, man. They hate the millennials beyond, because it's like you ran up the debt. We can't even afford to buy a house. They have like no hope, right? So it's short-term pain for long-term gain. I mean, 100%. It's so I mean everything's. I mean, go back. Trump may not understand EV, the power of EV, but Elon does, and Elon's in his ear, right? So I just think everything is getting hit, and everything will begin to shake itself out. So all I'm saying, and listen, I don't agree with all the cuts either, 100%. But I'm like, okay, let's see how it shakes out. We don't know.
Yeah.
But I do know that we can't sustain doubling the debt in the next 4 years. Because again, how does the government get around that? They print money. Well, printing money creates inflation. That's the reality of it. So it's painful right now, man. It's like, here, honestly, is that the politicians in the United States, both right and left, right, Republicans and Democrats, have lived like drunk sailors, right? Drunk bankers, I should say. And that's exactly what's happened. They live like drunk bankers, and now we all have to pay the price of it.
Well, lighten up that mood. The Big A wants to know if you're still chasing some blondes.
Oh yeah, I just I don't know. I'm just I'm having a good time. I'm traveling and I'm having a good. I'm just traveling and having a good time. Man.
My dad should own. My dad should get on the 60. What is it? The Bachelor, the older Bachelor one now, with like the older people getting on there. That's what you should go join, Dad. You should go join the geriatric Bachelor.
I don't need crazy in my life.
Dude,
yeah.
Well, you could siphon them out, dude. You never know what's gonna pop up.
No. I'm happy. I could be in the desert alone for 2 months and be happy.
But all right, well, I'm not going to keep it too long. I know you got to get going, dude. I gotta hop off. I got some things I got to do today. So I do appreciate you coming on here and kicking it with me. Like I said, I got to try to get you on here more often. A lot of people ask for you to come on and talk more. I know you're busy, so it's always hard to do that, but I do appreciate you as always. So
let's do it again when in April when the earnings start coming out. Maybe we'll do it on a day.
We'll schedule some time for you to come on and do that as well.
All right, man. Love you guys. Love you.
Right.
See you later.
Love you, man. I'll talk to you later, bud.
All
right, bye. All right. With all that, hope you guys had a good time, man. Again, it's always nice to hear what he has to say. Obviously, he teaches at a graduate level. He is a professor, doctor in that field of economics and just the financial side. So I love always hearing his take on things. So, but with all that, I call my dad dude all the time. I call him bro, buddy, everything. That's kind of the relationship that it is. So with all that, just want to say I love you guys a ton. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to go watch some basketball. I got some parlays. I got like 16 parlays on the day. I got to get going, dude. I'm stressed out right now with Louisville being down. So with all that, hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And with all that said, we're out. Peace out, everyone.